Howdy hey, howdy ho. It's Mr. Marshall with another Mr. Marshall Talks. And tonight it is another N64 game. Yes, I'm literally going to go from oldest to newest. Newest being maybe last year or 2 years or something. But this N64 game tonight is I would like to call it a hidden gem. Now, you may know this person because of his just you know this one. He kind of had a popular game, especially with making the Vanoss crew rage. This is Bomberman Hero. Now, we all know Bomberman. No, that, but Bomberman Hero was part of a small, what I call it, trilogy of the Bomberman lore. That's a 3D platformer, which this is a 3D platformer, much like Banjo Kazooie. And this is kind of a collectathon, but it's a little more level based. You got certain levels to go through, and you can 100% it, or uh, just kind of go from point A to point B. The story goes is everything's peaceful in the Bomberman solar system. I don't know the actual name of that, because yeah, but and then an evil planet comes upon. An evil warlord then sends his army and wages war on these planets. Now, one of these planets is an important princess, Princess Millennium. If you Star Wars fans gotta laugh, good. Yeah, she escapes with her robot partner, but before they get captured, much like Star Wars, gives an important disc to the robot, escapes, but says, "Go find Bomberman. He's the only one that can save us." Ejects out, poof, the planet Bomberman, which the land masses are shaped with it like his head, and the moon is like his little pink dot. And then we kind of start with Bomberman, just chilling out, and you kind of, but also when you take control, you kind of play around with the controls to learn a few basic moves, tossing bombs and all that. Then you head into the Bomberman home base, to where I forget who the robot assistant is, but he's like, "Okay, Bomberman, let's teach the player how to play as you." And you get a nice tutorial, but also each level is kind of score based objective, which is depending on what score you get for how much you collect, gives you kind of a rating number, and it's 1 through 5. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. And if you kind of get, and that 5 is kind of what you need in completion, but also there are certain collectibles that you need in each level. Mainly, well, I'm getting a little too far ahead of myself. So you go through all the training and all that, and then, boom! A robot lands, going to make a bomber go, "What's that?" And then you kind of officially start off, and like I say, I can't remember the worlds, but there's kind of like 5 little subworlds, I think, like per planet. And yeah, and you kind of go through and kind of like fight through these enemies. Now, there actually are power ups. Actually, there's 3 different kinds. One makes you a little tougher to explosions. Another makes your bombs have a much more boom. And the other one, well, not that, yeah. And then the other one is How many bombs can you toss fast? Yeah, and you kind of go through this, and but there's also kind of a hidden kind of object to find. And with getting 5 in every level and getting that hidden object, that will unlock the secret 100% boss battle. And as it is with kind of like all these like with Nintendo titles, I don't think there's much for kind of like the PlayStation or Xbox or even PC. I think Nintendo nailed it down, which hey, it's kind of a trademark with some games. Yeah, but then so as you kind of progress along the plans and everything, and fight some bosses, you'll encounter one enemy that you'll kind of meet very often. He's kind of looks like a knockoff version of oh my god, what is that character from Dexter? Or is it well, it's kind of a person in a Falcon suit. Not Marvel Falcon, no, kind of something different. But kind of looks like a cheap knockoff version, even though it's 90s graphics. But yeah, you, you go through, you kind of learn everything, and when you finally like do your final battle, but also reach Princess Millennium captured in a castle, Nintendo thing, you find out he was a new recruit coming to, Planet Bomber, part of the Bomberman army. And you save Princess Millennium, only to find out, only to find out, I think, yeah, only to find out she is captured again or she's a hologram. I don't know. My memory's not that good on this game for that. But then you'll meet the final bad guy. Like if you don't do 100%, you'll kind of get your standard ending bad guy and all that. But if you do get 100%, you defeat your standard bad guy, but then you get the real bad guy, the one behind it all, a dark version of Bomberman, and he's tough. He's very tough, and it takes all your skill, the right jumping, the right planting of bombs, and all that. I also gotta say that a game over screen is kind of unique because when you get game over, you hear a female voice saying game over, and you get to retry. And, mm, yeah. But it's actually a difficult level based platforming game. Like, well, it starts out easy, but then it ramps up. Oh, I also forgot this. Some levels aren't just run around and toss bombs. No, you fly in a jetpack. You hover with a helicopter attached to your head. You swim underwater with, your legs being shoved into kind of a submarine-ish thing. Yeah. I totally forgot about that because that's kind of the thing because it's a bomber transformation. Also, I think it has a pretty cool intro with some comedy, but I think this has a pretty nice intro. Now there's no remake, there's no kind of other titles. So like the three main platforming Bombermans are all on the N64. But I may be wrong, but that's what I know, and that's what I'm gonna stick with. Yeah, well, looking at the recording time, this is definitely shorter than Banjo Kazooie, but still, I love this game very much. And actually, much like Banjo Kazooie, I'm gonna play it now. I didn't beat the game. Yes, I watched YouTube footage of it, but just like Banjo Kazooie, I'm this year it's gonna be different, and I'm gonna complete it whenever that is. And that's the kind of theme with these videos. This kind of new series of videos to me is I'm gonna go through from oldest system, as I said, oldest to newest. But I think I'm gonna go from like Nintendo first, like go through Nintendo, go through PlayStation, go through Xbox, and pretty much that's it. But I gotta say, this is gonna be a big series because, as I said, I got a shitload of titles. Also, where would you find this? In a good condition and everything. Like I said for Banjo Kazooie, LukeyGames.com. And I say this goes between 20. Hold on. This is a laptop recording. So let me go. Because on my big computer, I have Lukey Games pulled up. Let's see here. Select N64 games. Hmm. Bomberman Hero goes for roughly $25 on Lukey Games. $25, not bad. But there are two others, which is Bomberman 64 and Bomberman 64, The Second Attack. But yeah, this is $25 on LukeyGames.com. Seriously, these people, I mean, when they give it to you, they give it to you. Also, you get actually some kind of fast delivery too, because I waited like 3 days, poof, got my stuff. Also, just to say, any purchase that's $25 gets free shipping, or $25 or more, free shipping, unless you want to pay extra for express shipping. Regular shipping is just free. Yep. Well, that's all I can say. So this is Mr. Marshall Talks, Bomberman Hero. So, howdy hey, howdy ho. I'm Mr. Marshall. This is the game room. And you beautifully smart people, be good. Goodbye.